bikers and hello fellow Benelli nuts. Right, not done a video for a while. Few reasons behind that. One of them's been an health reason, and also what I did was I decided to do myself a little bit of a £200 challenge. Now I thought to myself, how can I change the BENELLI 502c and make a massive difference to it for a couple of £100. Now at first I sat down and thought about it, and I thought, well, paint job's going to cost probably £500–600. Some decent decals, might be able to do that for a ton or thereabouts. So I deliberated on it and decided that what I'd do is that's exactly what I would do, is strip the bike down and give it a paint job, but see if I could do it for £200. Now, the thing that I loved about the 502c was the colour. I actually liked the colour of it. The thing that I didn't like particularly was the matte finish. The matte finish it's not my thing, if you know what I mean. It looked alright on the bike, and the bike looked a dandy machine, as it does, straight out of the shop. Absolute bargain, fantastic. Thank you very much Robinsons of Rochdale for doing me that deal. If you want a 502c or any of the Benelli range, Robinsons of Rochdale is your shop. There will be a link to them in the description below. So without further ado, what we're going to do is I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey of how this all came about. So let's go on that little bit of a journey and let's see where I got to. So here we go. Right, the first section of the transformation I'm going to show you is of the helmet, which is the Steelbird SB2. This is the only helmet I've found anywhere in the world that matches the bike. It comes from India, it's got the safety badges that come with it and everything, so it's been tested, it's a safe helmet, and you automatically get it with this visor, which is the chrome visor, classed as the black chrome. Now as you can see, after it's been painted, the difference in the actual paint quality that's on the helmet itself, it started out as matte or matte, and it's gone from matte to this. The visor that is on it now is an addition at £28.99. that is delivered to the UK, that's all in the price, and that is classed as the night vision. I just thought the actual colours of it matched the bike and the helmet perfectly. Now we're moving on to the bike, and this is the bike where how it started out originally. So these are the original colours of the bike. As you can see, again, it's the same colour as the helmet, matte red. Really stunning motorcycle. Bought it from Robinsons of Rochdale, fell in love with it, absolutely in love with it. I've had all types of bikes that you can think of across the years, you name it, Aprilias, Gajivas, BMWs, doesn't matter, Yamahas, Suzukis, I've had everything. And I can't believe that I've actually come to the realisation of when I bought this, the difference in the quality of it, of a ride, of an experience. Everybody goes for the most powerful and the fastest bike. I was the same, biggest CC's best, fastest bike is best. Do you know something? It isn't. This is far more engaging to ride. I think I was looking at everything at the wrong angle. I was thinking that riding a bike was all about power and speed, and it's not. It's about the enjoyment of the bike itself and the open road. Right, so now what we're doing is we're coming on to, what I've done is I've done initially a quick flip over so you can see the difference between the bike as it was and this is the bike as it is now. Absolutely stunning piece of machinery. So what I'll do is I'll leave you to my thoughts of it as I'm actually walking around the motorcycle. So let's have a quick walk around the 502c and have a look what she looks like now. As you can see, we'll get a little bit closer. On the front knuckle of that tank, you can see it's actually like a plum purple, so it's like plum skin. If you look at the skin on a plum, I've tried to get that effect. It's a Sunday morning, so as you can hear, a lot of the lads are out on the bikes. Also what I've done is I've done the helmet, so you can see as we're walking around the motorcycle, you can now start to see the effect of what it does. We'll just go back a little bit again to get rid of that effect.
as you can see from here, it's like a red colour, very similar to what the old colour was, only gloss rather than matte. And then as you walk round, you get this effect that you can see on the tank and on the helmet. Because yes, that's right, I've sprayed the helmet as well. You can see the effect as you walk round the bike, the effect that actually gives it. And as you get to this sort of angle here, you can actually see the depth of the lacquer and the shine that's on it. So you not only get, when the sun's not on it, that lovely plump skin effect that I really love. As you come round to be behind the bike, you can actually see the depth of the lacquer and the depth of the shine that's on it. You can see there I've done the front mud guard, I've done the rear plastics, the tank. I was considering doing the hugger and stuff like that, but as a lot of people will know with the stuff that I do, I didn't want to go to the point where it makes it cheesy, because it's quite easy to do that, especially with cars. It's very easy to go that one step too far and make them cheesy. Now we'll come and zoom in on a few little bits. You can see the front mud guard there. You can see again the way that it changes, and you can actually see there's a slight difference in the way the mud guard changes to the way the tank changes, because what I did was the sweeps of the paint, I put them at specific angles that I wanted. So as you looked at the bike, some parts of it would be in relief, what I call relief. So basically some parts of it you'll be able to see all the different colours and the different pearls and everything that are in it, while other parts of the bike are still that flat red colour. And I hope that it's actually worked. From what I can see, it has. I mean, that's a fantastic view there of that tank. Absolutely fantastic, and it captures the helmet, which again is in slightly different relief than the actual tank itself, because the sweeps of the paint were going in a different direction. I'll get a little bit closer to it, and hopefully you'll be able to see the effect of it as we go round. And again, because we're going to the part where the sun's behind us, you get that right on the knuckle of the tank there. You can see that beautiful deep plum purple colour. Some people think it's black, it's not actually black, it's purple. Right, well, here we are, day 2. I've done the dust coat, so we've masked up and we've done the dust coat on the panels and the first wet coat. As you can see there, the effect is just starting to come through. It's not fantastic yet, obviously, because it's not been lacquered, but I think once it's lacquered, I think you get the idea that it's going to turn out pretty damn smart. So, chuffed I am. There's no two ways about that. So this is the little setup in the man shed. Damped everything down so there's no dust, and that's really the most important thing. That and your prep. Make sure you get your prep right, and it shows. Wait till the finish of the job and you'll see where people say it has to be absolutely sterile and all this, that and the other. As long as you're sensible and you make sure that you do keep your actual job clean, and make sure that you keep the dust out the air, make sure there's no moisture knocking about. The worst thing you can do, that's why we've not done any painting or anything for best part of 2 months, because the weather's been absolutely dire, and you just need that few degrees and that little bit of a couple of dry days. Didn't rain yesterday, it's not rained all day today. Like I say, we've managed to crack on. What's happening now is we're taking the decals. We took the decals off the tank, and now it's a matter of getting rid of all the residue. So that's what my chap is doing there, is getting rid of the residue off the actual tank itself, and then hopefully we'll be able to get these out. We've got one more wet coat to put on them, So we'll get these out of the shed then and get them into the house.
Good, Bob.
So we'll get these out of the shed into the house and hopefully get the first dust coat on the tank by the end of the day. I've got to go to work in a bit, so hopefully by 1 o'clock we'll have the dust coat on the tank. Give the tank the 2 wet coats tomorrow. Fingers crossed that it doesn't get too cold during the night and that, or it gets too wet, so chucking it down, because that's the last thing you want is moisture in the atmosphere. And hopefully we'll get the tank done tomorrow, so we'll be in a little video showing you the actual whole thing complete, and then it's just a matter of leaving it for 4 or 5 days for the paint to cure properly, because that's another massive thing, big mistake a lot of people make, is that they'll paint a job, then they'll leave it till the following day, 24 hours, and then try and put lacquer on it. You can do that if you've got an oven. You can't do that in a natural atmosphere. What you've got to do is, if your piece is small enough that you're painting, get it in the house where it's warm, and you're looking at 3 to 4 days. Massively great tip here for you if you're painting. Go and sniff it. So what you do is you paint it, put it in the house where it's nice and warm, and every day go and have a sniff at it. If you can smell paint, it's not cured. And if you try and put lacquer onto it before it's actually cured, it'll be a world of problems. You'll get reactions and all sorts of stuff, and you'll have to start all over again. And you don't want to be rubbing all that down to repaint it. Right, so catch you again hopefully tomorrow. Right, we're back in, as you can see. The tank now, we've got the original BENELLIs underneath here, which are going to look, I think, 10 times better than them ones. A little bit more discreet, if you know what I mean, and they're virtually the same size. So I'm just hoping that those will match. You've got they're right in the centre, basically, is what I'm trying to say, because if they are, I think it'll look wicked. Just when we take this off, what we'll do is we'll just flat it down round the edges so it smooths into the original badge, and then obviously lacquer over that, and then the original badge will be lacquered into the paint then. But I don't think that's a problem. But that aside, yeah, if we have a quick look at the effect, I think it's a pretty fan-dabby-dozy job. We've got a little bit of a section in the centre there that's a bit flatter than the rest of it, but that won't matter, because once the lacquer goes on, that'll stand out. It's basically just the strokes. So if you're painting something like this, don't think that it has to be uniformly wet looking all the way over, because as you're moving away to a different section of it, the section you've just painted is drying. So don't worry about that, like that there. Once that's all flatted down, because this tank, then once I've done this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to G3 it or G7 it, depending on what I think it requires, before I actually go ahead and lacquer it. Let's get round the other side. Hopefully you might be able to see a little bit differently from here. Yeah, as you can see, the effect is not quite the same because the sun's not on it, but look at that just underneath the badge there, how ruby red that is. This paint is just out of this world. And thank you so much to Custom Paint. I took a chance on them and bought 2 tins, worth every penny. It's took, well, you know, I've done the helmet, I've done all the plastic panels, and I've done the tank with 2 tins, and 2 tins is 60 quid. So 2 tins of this paint for 60 quid for that type of a job is just absolutely out of this world. I mean, there, I'll get that little bit of a shine. Look at that there, the effect that it has. Like this, as it comes. So if you want to do a petrol tank like this, what you want is the petrol resistant lacquer, which is what I've bought. I've been out and bought some K2 petrol resistant lacquer. So once that's on and that's cured up, if I spill any petrol on it, it'll have no effect on the lacquer whatsoever. Right.
BENELLI 502c rolls off into the sunset. I'm hoping that you've enjoyed the video. I found it really good to make for you. It's been a long time since I've made a video and I've really enjoyed this. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you love the bike as much as I do, and we'll see you again soon. All the best from the BENELLI rider.